Assalamu alaikum everybody, this is my 19th algorithm video. In this question, we'll write a code that takes an integer n and it returns us a list of strings based on a few simple rules. If the number is divisible by 3, we will return Fizz. If the number is divisible by 5, we will return Buzz. If the number is divisible by both 3 and 5, we will return FizzBuzz. However, in case the number is not divisible by either 3 or 5, we will return just the number as a string form. So these are few simple rules. Now let's make the algorithm. Okay, now let's make the algorithm. So I would make the variable of number, and in this variable I would ask the user to input a number. I would use the input function. Please enter a number. Now we know that if we use the input function, whatever number that we would get in this variable would be in string form. So to convert it into an integer, we would use the int function. Then I would make a blank list and I would name it as list string. This list would contain all the strings that we would get by using the for loop. Then I would make use of the for loop for I in range 1 till number plus 1. Now why are we starting from 1? Because the question says that we have to assume that it is one index. Although indexes usually start from 0, but in this case the question requires us to assume that the index starts from 1. So if I is divisible by 3 and I is not divisible by 5, we would append to the list string the string Fizz. If the number is not divisible by 3 and the number is divisible by 5, so we would append Buzz to the list string. If the number is divisible by both 3 and 5, we would append FizzBuzz to the list string. In the else condition, if the number is not divisible by either 3 or 5, we would append to the list string of I. Now let's print list string. So it's asking us to input a number. So the first question is, if we input 3, so this is our answer: 1, 2 and Fizz. The for loop gives us a range of numbers from 1 till 3. 1 is not divisible by either 3 or 5, so it gives us 1 in form of string. 2 is not divisible by 3 or 5, so it gives us 2 in form of string. But 3, it is divisible by 3, so it goes in this if condition and returns as Fizz. Now if we change the question to 5, if we input the number 5, so we get this answer: 1 is not divisible by 3 or 5, it returns as 1 as string. 2 is not divisible by either 3 or 5, so it returns as 2 as string. However, 3 is divisible by 3, it returns as Fizz. 4 is not divisible by either 3 or 5, so it returns 4 as string. And 5 is divisible by 5, so it returns us Buzz. So this is our list. Now if we use 15 as our next question, so this is our answer: 3 is divisible by 3, so it returns as Fizz. 5 is divisible by 5, so it returns as Buzz. 6 is divisible by 3, so it returns as Fizz. 9 is divisible by 3, so it returns as Fizz. 10 is divisible by 5, so return as Buzz. 12 is divisible by 3, so it returns as Fizz. And 15 is divisible by both 3 and 5, so it returns as FizzBuzz. The rest of the numbers are not divisible by either 3 or 5, so the numbers are returned as string forms. I hope you like my video. Please share, like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.